We glad to have you. We're here to talk this your honor talk. And the first question I have for you ladies, I'm giving it to Moochie first. I want Moochie to give me your overall rating for this finale, and what are you hoping we can get to come from this finale?
I'm just gonna already. I'm gonna blurt out the last part first. I want to see a season 3.
Yep,
Exactly.
I want to see a
exactly.
season 3, perhaps maybe a spinoff where
Hmm.
you got Gina Baxter versus Big Mo. Um, partnerships don't last for a long time, and we already see that Gina Baxter is power hungry. So I would love to see that. Ooh, I will. Overall, the overall season, phenomenal,
Right.
Hmm.
phenomenal. Um,
Okay.
Out of all of the shows that we watch, if I had to give a rating from, even though don't get me wrong, I love Power and the whole franchise, but it's coming in second.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and BMF, all of those shows, I see that as a third.
Yeah.
And then you still got the other show, Godfather of Harlem. That was excellent. It's just so many different things that we're watching now, and you want to cover all of them. You want to do all of them, but it's you got the time and schedule and stuff like that. But overall, I give this, the writing was excellent. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Okay. So, so Nita, how would you rate this finale? What ranking would you give the finale, and what do you need to
Listen,
see happen?
listen, I'm piggybacking right off of Moochie and giving it, well, she didn't say a 10, but I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was great. I just like I think I talked with Mo about it a little bit, Monique Nicole, and she was saying that it wasn't as action packed, and it doesn't always need to be.
Hmm.
If the
Hmm.
writing is there, it is going to be an awesome season. And it really threw some curveballs. Like the ending, like
Hmm.
I was not expecting none of that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Like you said, one of the best episode. I mean, one of the best shows of the year so far.
Hmm. Excellent, definitely. And I'll chime in right behind Nita and Moochie to just say this finale definitely got a 10 out of 10 for me. 100% 10 out of
Awesome.
10. Um, it took you for a bunch of loops. It was like being on a roller coaster. I did forecast that Gina would try to take out Jimmy. I did forecast that. But I honestly thought that she would try to get the blood on her hands, not that she would use her cunning wit to get it executed by someone else, which is what threw me for a loop. And it just made me hate her ass even more, which just means that's good damn writing.
That's a
Okay. It's
good
just excellent writing. And beyond that, I'm with the sentiment of we have to have a season 3. Even if Bryan Cranston isn't in it, you honestly don't have to have him anymore. All the pieces are in place.
one. Hmm.
There's a lot of storyline we would like to see happen from Judge Figaro. What's going to happen with him? Jimmy Baxter, he opened his eyes at the end. He's going to want some vengeance. Carmine Conti is in jail, but the investigation that Olivia needs deals with the Baxter family. Eugene is in witness protection and is going to be snitching on the Baxter family. Um, Nancy, what are we going to do with her? So there's just so much more story. Don't forget Big Mo and don't forget Little Mo. Where can we go? We need to see a season 3. But we're here now to dive into this finale and give you guys all of our great insight for the finale. So, ladies, are you ready for this?
Yes.
And
All righty. So let me remind the people, please download the podcast. This will be up on the podcast. Follow us all on Instagram, Twitter, and we do have a TikTok in which we share content on as well. You can get us on all those platforms. Moochie, you get to go in on this first. All right.
Okay.
In the very beginning, Moochie, we're watching them at Elizabeth's house go through all the old things that they have for Adam.
Yep.
And it's a very wonderful, tranquil moment. We've got the cutest little baby on TV so far this year, little baby Rocco, holding an autographed baseball of the greatest closer whoever lived to play baseball. How did you feel about the opening moments of recalling Adam?
It was like a full circle moment. Did you see Michael Desiato's face when he looked at that baseball? That
Yeah.
baseball was holding the key of everything. And that was his aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
That was his aha moment. And he knew he was going to tell the truth, but he was trying to figure out the best way to do it without hurting everybody. But it was impossible because Fia is going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I liked how he came to a realization of it.
She
And
was so destroyed.
I felt bad for her.
I felt really bad for her.
So, Nita, what did you think about the opening where they was kind of letting you see the history of Adam, and Phil got a chance to see Adam's shoes and talking about being bronze and just a legacy to her little son at that moment?
Yeah, I thought they kind of brought it full circle, if you will. We started out, we didn't even know that she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that, we see her and Bryan Cranston bonding like that, and it was her. And that baby is the cutest.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. He is
yeah,
cute.
Really is the
yeah,
cutest. But yeah,
yeah,
it was a full
yeah.
circle moment for me.
Right. Same here. I just kind of I knew what was coming, and this was like the calm before the storm. And these TV shows, the good ones, are great at making you have these moments where it feels warm, it feels enduring, right before they throw your ass off the roller coaster. And people and writers on this show, that's what you did. You had us sitting here savoring the moment of us recalling the good side of Adam,
Mm-hmm.
with his legacy sitting right there on the floor, with the tie to the baseball, with Thea feeling like she has a new family to believe in because she knows how dastardly and dirty her old family is. All this feeling good, and then they go ahead and thrust us right into the moment. And I'll give this one to you first, Nita. We get Lee talking to Eugene, and God knows we all feel bad for you, Eugene. Most of us anyway. So I did read some people online was sounding a little borderline racist to me, talking about he needs to go to jail, blah blah blah. But I digress. I'll get there. Nita, how did you feel about Lee trying to get him to understand we need to play the empathy card with the jury?
Good thing they did. I mean, Lee, I'm gonna give her kudos. I'm gonna give her all of her flowers. She really, really stuck it in with Eugene, and it worked out. I
Mm-hmm.
almost was a little scared. I was a little frightened. I want to say around episode 8, I might have been like, "Ooh, I don't know if this is gonna work out." When she was trying to, kind of do this dance with the DA and stuff like that, I was just like, I was on pins and needles. But he had the right person in his corner. Kudos to her. So,
Mm-hmm.
loved it.
Moochie, I'm gonna give it to you, and I love that they brought Lee back and they kind of kept it a secret because
Mm-hmm.
I felt like she was one of the major threads from last season.
Right.
I never knew about this actress, and I fell in love with her. I almost was about to anoint her my TV
I know.
wife.
I was just gonna ask you that.
However, we don't know if we're gonna get any more seasons with Lee, so I can't anoint her nothing. But I hope we do. But Moochie, how did you like the way she stood by Eugene and she was letting him know, look, we need to play the sympathy card with this jury because I do believe they will have sympathy with you based on the amount of diversity that's in the jury.
I feel like with this, I like the way she played on the sympathy because this kid had a lot of things happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention a police officer from NOPT tried to kill him.
Right.
So
Talk
it's
about it.
like he unraveled the corruption in the police department. We see that they're in bed with the mob,
Yep.
and it was true. Everyone wanted to get rid of him. As far as I'm glad I didn't see stuff like that because I would have been like freaking Kermit the Frog, like the emoji typing. When I'm saying he deserved to go to jail. No, he didn't. So where does that leave Carlo then?
No, he absolutely did not.
Exactly. That's the one. I did a theory video where I was hoping that it was gonna come true. But it's still not too late, because if they do a season 3, they might do it.
Yeah.
Carlo Baxter needs to go to jail.
Right.
That Harry the Hook story, it's a true story. I did a theory video with the whole story and who Harry the Hook was and everything. True story, happened in New York, I think. No, Chicago. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see, like I said, once again, like how I started. This can't end like this. Even if they do bring Michael back, you could have him doing legal stuff, even though he doesn't have a law license. He could be like a research person. You know how they be like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. He could do that. And where we don't see him all the time, but we'll see him. You get it?
Right. Yeah, I get it. Definitely. Eugene, I got to give you props for not cracking up under these situations, because it's like, man, you got fucked in the ass with an ugly stick.
Mm-hmm.
Your family's dead.
Mm-hmm.
You just wanted vengeance. You messed around. You shot a judge's son. And then on top of that, the judge himself had become disgraced because he was throwing cases. And it's kind of like, why am I the bad guy in all this when everybody surrounding this situation is crooked and corrupt? So
exactly.
Way to hang in there, Eugene. And I need to see what's going to happen as you grow up. So, and I got theories about how we can make that happen, but I'll get there when we get to the end.
Shouts out to Benji. That's who plays him. He did an awesome job.
He did a good job.
He did an awesome job.
Actor's name is Benjamin Flores Jr. You did a damn good job. Next thing we know, we're going to see you in the MCU somewhere like that real soon, brother. Hang tough. And you really don't need the MCU after such a great show like this. You can go do anything you want to do. You showed us what you made of, and I'm happy to see you do it. Moochie, this is for you.
Oh.
It all seems as though things is going to hell in a handbasket, because now you got Olivia talking to the homegirl Nancy, and right now Olivia is just feeling devastated. Like there's gonna be no justice. She's even telling Nancy they about to ship my ass somewhere else because I couldn't get the job here done. But pump the brakes, my dear Nancy says. And Moochie, let me just say this. I went from in the middle with Nancy to I don't like Nancy to she saved me this season. By the end of this, I started liking Nancy again. And right here, she is led to motivate Olivia by saying, let me tell you something, honey child. Men will always make mistakes until their asses get caught. Moochie, talk to me about this motivational speech, woman to woman, that was given to Olivia, who was flailing.
She was flailing because she said, they sent me from New York. They sent me from New York to Louisiana to New Orleans. So now I might be in Nebraska. So she's like really, she feels like her career is like in the toilet. Definitely. Where they send people where we never seen again. So So she is, but she fouled up her own case by being overzealous. That was one of the questions I had in the poll for last week. Yeah. Did she foul up her own case by talking to Fia Baxter? And even though Michael tried to clear it up, like they didn't know each other, of course she gonna go back and want her daddy. She's even though they not speaking, she's still daddy's little girl. Both of her parents, her father is her favorite. You see how her and her mom's clash. So we knew how she wasn't gonna do that. So yeah, I feel like she messed it up, but I feel like it was retrievable, and they got like a good save with it. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely. How did you feel about it, Nita?
Yeah, she definitely was overzealous. She overplayed her hand. I'm glad it really didn't backfire on Bryan Cranston. I don't know why I can't think of that man.
Michael Desiati. Judge Desiati.
Okay. I don't understand. I can't talk. She was overzealous. when Michael Desiato saw her and she was sitting up there talking to Fia without his knowledge, without his permission, she kind of showed her hand. She played her hand too far left. And that's where the downfall was. As long as she was dealing with him, I thought she was okay. But then when she started getting a little bit putting the cart before the horse, I was like, oh no, she's gonna mess this whole thing up. And that's just what she did.
Yeah.
Yep. And end of the day, it did work out. However, it was a ride. So, but we did get there, and we'll talk about her in a little bit. Now, this next one is kind of a daddy's nightmare, and a woman's kind of, I don't want to say it's a woman's dream, but it's the way women have had to approach getting power. So, Nita, this one's going to be for you to start out. Oh boy, that damn Gina Baxter and her fucking crypt keeper ass daddy. And this is a little conversation about where they feel like everything is headed, where it's going. She's been done through Jimmy under the bus. She's done with Jimmy, and she's telling her daddy, let's see how she's holding his hand, stroking them. And I mean, most fathers have a soft spot for their daughters, and obviously this old ass crypt keeper, he does too. But the one mistake that this daddy made, first of all, he's old. Like, his time is past. Jimmy was the one who took over the business. And now Gina's like, since Jimmy's out the way, why don't you let me take over the business? And of course, because there is a code, and that code, usually from the beginning of time till now, has always been, when it comes to these type of organizations, we cannot have women at the lead. Right. And that's exactly what he tells his daughter. And the daughter's like, but I thought we make all the rules, Daddy. He was like, no, honey, not this time. So, Nita, was this the final nail in the coffin for Daddy Conti when he told her, I can't change the rules for you?
Ooh, child, I think so. I think this is it for Father Conti. He's about to kick the bucket. Now, she was playing the long game, and Big Mo said it herself. She said, oh yeah, she got some bite in her. So we already saw that prior to maybe episode 8. She came out and she said, yeah, she got some bite. We saw that she was playing chess, not checkers. With this whole situation. She manipulated her father and got him to get Jimmy out the way. And I loved it. It was like a major chess move, because even if it doesn't go to her, it may go to Carlo, and she is in Carlo's ear. So she initially is going to be able to have the cards, because she, Carlo is her son and she controls Carlo. So I was like, it was a great move. And I was hoping that was the way Force was going to go. I was hoping that was how the daughter was going to kind of play her dad or do something to try to weasel her way in, because as you know, that's what you got to do to get a leg up. So they didn't go that route, but I liked it. I thought it was great.
How'd you think about this scene, Moochie? I just enjoyed the tranquil background and the holding hands. This is like another roller coaster where they're subduing you a little bit, getting you emotionally invested.
This is when you gotta pay attention when you watching stuff. This is when the seed was planted in her head, when he gave her like the no, you're not gonna be a part of this thing because it's the rules. We break all the rules. No, not this rule. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna go around it. Since you're not gonna let me get in and be the boss, which I know I could do a better job than my husband, I'm gonna make it so I'm the boss, and you have no other choice. And what happened? Do y'all know when the seed was planted in her head before this? She was figuring her dad out. But do y'all realize when the seed was planted in her head to take out Jimmy?
When she fed him that stupid cannoli.
I thought it was something in that cannoli, actually.
I thought it was something in there too back then. But that's when she wanted to take over. But she felt like, I'm going to manipulate this situation to keep my dad here longer so he could be in control. You get it? But the seed that was planted in her head to take out Jimmy, like the next one where she's like, all right, I'm doing this. When the father said, we can make you disappear too. So that's when she was like, all right, I need one more thing to happen. What happened? Mo. Oh, you didn't know he was going to sell the place? Her long game was tight.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
This is what I loved about it, because how everything connected.
Yeah.
Everything started connecting where it's no missing pieces.
And it's great writing is the fact that this started out as a limited series.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a whole brainchild. Like they came with us with 8 episodes. They hit it good, hit it hard, and they was able to pull off a season 2 with tight writing like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. That was great.
They did the thing, man. And maybe that's why it was so great, because they wanted to make sure that it was just going to be a single limited season. So they knew that it had to be great. And that single season, because it was so good, turned into a season 2 that was equally as good, which we know, hopefully, it's going to turn into a season 3.
Right. Got us clamoring for season 3.
Exactly. It has you wanting more.
Yeah.
I'm going to write some letters.
I said we should start a campaign.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to get some interviews
did the game
done.
I think we should start a campaign. I want to see Queen Mo.
Yeah,
because that's what I call her I call her Queen Mo because she a queen pin.
Right.
And I would love to see this. Yes, I want to see more.
Yeah.
Every time you ask me something that is going to end with, I want to see more. So I need to stop saying it. I know.